The white ones with the round yellow ones, but not the triangle yellow ones. The triangle yellow ones with the oblong green ones with foods, but not with the pink ones. If a train is leaving New York at 120 miles an hour and another train is leaving St.
The nonprofit Redhouse Arts Center, located in Syracuse, New York, put on 2 shows in rep, meaning at the same time, alternating different nights, and with mostly the same cast. Pterodactyls, a comedy written during the AIDS crisis in the early 90s, is about how the denial of problems in a dysfunctional family will lead to its extinction. Next to Normal, a musical about a mother with bipolar disorder, examines the ethics in modern psychiatry.
The fun with doing rep is that we can actually create what we would call like a dialectic or a conversation about these 2 works in tandem. It's important that art relates to what people are going through in their lives, right? And so I think the best art tackles topics or subjects that we're not necessarily comfortable with. I think as artists, we look to work that speaks to what we experience as human beings, and that just happens to be one of the themes. Although I do know that many of us have mental illness in our families or have gone through that experience, and so, I think we're attracted to work that speaks to what we've experienced.
People with mental illness suffer, and they're not the enemy. They're not weird. I think it's really important to start from a place of empathy. Like, I could never play a character that I didn't like on some level, And so even though Grace, everyone calls her sort of a cold bitch or whatever, but at the core, that's not really what she's about at all. Those are all covers, My mother died when I was young, so I think I got an early understanding of grief.
Some mothers don't love their children, but you know I do, don't you?
Yes.
You love me?
Of course.
In other words, just to heighten awareness and then also heighten empathy and know that there are a lot of people who struggle with this, and I think there's still a taboo about talking about it. Someone will come in and say, yeah, I have a cold. Yeah, but they won't come in and say, God, my depression's been out of control lately.
I'm nauseous and I'm constipated, completely lost my appetite, and gained 6 pounds, which is just not fair.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Following each performance, the Red House held a talkback session where members of the cast and various health professionals and nonprofits from the community discussed the underlying issues of the shows with the audience.
It was a great experience for the Molly Project. We had just started the Molly Project, and the talkback series gave us an opportunity to really spread the word about what we were doing. The Molly Project is a not-for-profit founded here in Central New York to provide free family portraiture to women whose lives are being redefined by cancer or other terminal illness, whether they're the caregiver or the patient themselves.
And it started with one client that I had, and she had shared with me that she was terminally ill with pancreatic cancer, and that she wanted me to come in and photograph her with her children while she still had her hair, while she still looked healthy, so that it was something that she could leave her children with after she left.
My mother is Molly, and she passed away, and we don't have very many pictures of her because she was always the one taking the pictures. She didn't like to get in front of the camera. So we want to remind people over and over again, just make sure that you get yourself in the picture. I think it was important for people in the audience. It gives them, you're thinking about a certain topic at that point in time. Then it gives them a connection with an organization that is helping people with that. So, and from the organization standpoint, it allows us to connect with other organizations that are doing the same thing.
You said not to love the ones that don't love. You said not to love the